It is episode 183. Welcome into the Benches Cleared podcast. And I am Jesse Gutierrez. And I forgot to continue to play the intro music, but we've covered the best rivalry in all of sports. I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants, who had a good, successful road trip.
And I'm Dave, representing the side of the Dodgers, who, took advantage of playing the Rockies and had themselves an okay week. They went 4-2, and I say okay. Like, it's, 6-0 would have been better, but yeah, they had an okay.
We went 4-3. Sorry, I didn't put that in. I guess technically we had a worse week than you because you guys are technically in second place. How does it feel? Right. Start the parade.
How does it feel that you guys are off to such a hot start and then you stumble just a little bit versus the Dodgers who haven't even gotten going and you're back to third?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I could say the same thing. Willie Adames hasn't gone yet. The pitching staff, which is supposed to be a highlight of our team, is ass at the moment. So I could say the same thing. And we just, took 2 out of 3 I guess we just split in Philly, but it's in Philly, so that makes it a little bit different. You played the Rockies at home.
There's one thing to be waiting for a guy like Willie Adames and another thing to be waiting for a guy like Shohei or Mookie or Freddie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. If both guys are going at their best.
Shohei just hit a home run. Shohei hit a home run, and I got 50 updates that Shohei hit a home run, and you're telling me that he's not going yet?
No, that's how good he is.
I don't know about
He's
that.
only going to get better.
I don't know about that. Well, I'm gonna have to do some Shohei watch, to see if you're just lying up here, just making things up. I saw a headline. Tell me if this is clickbaity. I saw a headline. Go for it.
Before we get going, we just want to say hello to Cheesecake, who's in the chat already. And,
Cheesecake's here?
Hello. Yeah, that's right.
Return of the Mac, Cheesecake.
Every time he's the first guy who comments, I think we have to play that song, Return of the Mac. We're gonna make that a thing.
Return of the Mac, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's better than beating the effing Rockies. So
the Yanks who play in the AL, kids league.
in a little kid ballpark, which that kind of scares me, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later once we get into the actual show. I don't want to hear about, we have to wait till Shohei gets going. He's hitting 288 with a 930 OPS. So
he's yet to pitch. Okay. So we're only getting
he's not even gonna pitch. They're already talking about it's be months away.
They want him to be fresh for the playoffs, I think. I think they have enough.
You don't care. I guess when you don't care about the regular season, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares about the regular season?
I don't think that's mean to say. I don't think that's, and I don't mind talking shit, but I don't think it's talking shit to say that the Dodgers legitimately don't care about the regular season.
I think they can fall ass backwards into like winning the division by not, just being careful, keeping guys healthy, whatever it is. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I agree. I think that's their plan right now. But man, you caught me off track. Was I just talking about Shohei before? Oh no,
so. You're telling me how much you love Shohei. Yeah, I think that's what it was. We were headed.
Tell me if this is a true clickbaity line. Someone who has not. I mean, obviously, pay attention to the Dodgers for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Don't watch, the games. Might catch a highlight here and there. Family member watching.
Sure.
But when MLB shoves it down my throat.
You have a fan in your household. I would expect you to watch some games.
Everyone in my household is a Dodger fan. Okay,
so there you go. You can't say you don't watch the games. It's probably always on in the background.
I don't know about that. I saw a headline that said something about Dave Roberts isn't happy with Freddie Freeman. Is that a clickbaity line? I didn't click the article. Is it true? Is he playing like garbage? Is Dave Roberts mad at him? What's the deal? Catch me up.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It has to be clickbait. I don't understand what he would be mad about. Like maybe he's not being careful with his ankle or something. I don't know. You'd have to show me
Maybe.
because I don't think there's anything to be upset about with him.
I was in such a rush today. I was trying to Google something, but the Google machine always wants to try to get you to, hit that clickbaity line, and that's what it was trying to do. And I had no time for the clickbait today. So,
Are you one of those people that Google to get on Google?
I have been guilty of that on accident. I think that I'm just hitting Google, but it's actually in the space bar. I can't lie to you and tell you that's never happened to me before. It has definitely happened to me before. Yes. Man, I guess we usually do start the show with an around the league topic. I don't think there's really anything that's off my mind at the moment. But what I will say is if you look at the standings in baseball, the first 4 teams in the National League are all NL West teams. I don't know. I mean, I know the NL East is extremely good. Are we still going to see 4 teams from the NL West in the playoffs this year?
I don't know. It's so early in the year, but I mean, for now we can just bask in the glow. And it's not the NL West; it's the NL's best. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna change the division to the NL's best.
Okay. I like
yeah,
that.
man. Any of those, you don't want to face any of those teams right now, right? Like, I know the Dodgers aren't playing all the way up to their standard, but the Giants are playing well. The Padres just can't lose at home, and the Diamondbacks are getting healthy or getting better. So I love when they put the National League West standings and they always crop out the Rockies. It's so sad, but it's so fitting. So
Yeah.
I think it's funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's so early in the season. I want to say yes, but so many things can happen. You still have Acuna. Strider just came back for the Braves too. So you still have Acuna coming back. So, I know Soto's struggling. I guess we can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it is early. I mean, I understand people want to overreact to struggling, especially when you pay a guy $785 million. But I don't know. I wouldn't cry. Like Willie, and this is way different money. This is a way different player. But Willie Adames has been pretty close to being ass this whole season. And I would still buy a Willie Adames City Connect jersey today if it was available online.
Well, there's a huge difference, man. It's not Juan Soto. That's different.
No, but what I'm saying is like he's our big acquisition. So in the same way of the Mets, that's their big acquisition. Obviously, way bigger dollar figure. I wouldn't stress about it.
I do think it's funny, but I do think they have somewhat of a point. I feel like if Blake Snell left, right, the Giants, and he comes to the Dodgers, and then he says something like, I can't be as good a pitcher because I don't have whoever it is I'm throwing to or whatever. Like something's impeding me from being as good as I was last year because they have somebody better over there. And so that's what Juan Soto said, that he's not getting the same pitches because he doesn't have the best hitter in the game, Aaron Judge, behind him. And you can say it, I can say it, the fans can say it. Like, yeah, that is true. He is going to not have the exact same pitches because he has a lesser batter in Alonso than Judge. There's no question about that. But for him to say it, and you're talking about they hate each other. Why would you give credit at all to that side of the town? That's what I was like. I don't know if you should have said anything, because then the Yankees fans are just going to grab that and run with it as well. So
especially since the guy who's hitting behind you is hitting 365 with a 1.2 OPS. I'm sorry. I understand if you were having a fantasy team, if you were picking a team in the playground, you're going to pick Aaron Judge over Pete Alonso 10 times out of 10.
Almost anybody not named Shohei, I think, right?
Why does Shohei have to be everything? Like, why can't have one conversation without mentioning Shohei Ohtani?
If you have a draft right now, who's your number one pick? They have no alliances. There's nobody. You have pick of everybody.
Tyler Fitzgerald, the best second baseman.
And you would be fired from that GM job on the spot.
But I would, my loyalty points would go up. So, I don't think anyone had a better week than Tyler Fitzgerald. But nonetheless, but yes, like you can't say. I'm sorry, but I would think I haven't looked at Aaron Judge's numbers, but I can't see Aaron Judge having better numbers than Pete Alonso at this moment. I mean, that's just a click away, and I will just click it really fast. But
it's gonna be like the easiest update ever. What do you mean? Aaron Judge is off to a really hot start.
I know, but it's not better than shit.
Just I was to literally show the audience once again that we don't do our homework whatsoever.
I was like 165, 1.2. No way. Yeah, Aaron Judge is hitting 409 with a 1.3 OPS. Okay, all right, but you get what I mean. All right, you're seeing really good pitches. It's Pete Alonso's batting in front of you for that same principle. So, I mean, you could say maybe the NL is better, so there's better pitching, maybe.
At the same time, you're Juan freaking Soto. Like,
yeah, you shouldn't care.
Even if you're not getting the same pitches, take your walks or whatever it is. Like, you're still Juan Soto. You're not, So I don't know. I just thought it was funny that he gave credit to Judge and at the same time kind of like, disrespecting the hitter behind him, which is Alonso.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't mean to, it just he comes off that way. I think it's. He should have not.
Oh, I don't think he meant to like disrespect Pete Alonso, but he was like, you can't
it's like collateral damage.
Yeah, like, oh, my mom weighs 400 pounds. Oh, I didn't call my mom fat though. You did.
Like, you kind of did, but it's okay. And then watching it from the outside in, I'm like, it's cool, whatever. At least we see drama somewhere else. I do think he'll get going and everything will be fine. But at the same time, it is the Mets, and the Mets are always going to Met. So who knows what happens?
That's true. I mean, it's always the same song. It almost seems like, I mean, last year they started off really bad and then just became a destiny team. So last year almost like kind of dispelled that tagline a little bit, but it's not enough to fully like take it away. So if they're starting that way already this year, it's already back. Like you can't. Yeah. So
yeah. So
who knows?
But yeah.
That's enough around the league. I mean, well, one interesting thing to maybe say is the fact that none of the NL West powerhouses have played each other yet. The Dodgers are about to play the Rangers. Giants are playing the Angels coming up. Let's see. Are the Padres playing? Padres are at the Astros. I don't know who the first one is going to be. Then we go to Brewers. I'm gonna have to look this up. I want to know who's the first one going to play each other. And that might take some time. So we'll figure it out by the end of this podcast. But Dave, why don't you tell us what happened in Dodgerland? Is that a word? Is that a thing?
Dodgerland.
This week in Dodgers baseball.
We'll start with something that was really promising. Another Yoshinobu Yamamoto start. And we'll talk about him later, but he led us to the first win when it was versus Chicago. Then you had the worst loss of the year. All
right,
by the way,
I felt like I had to do it.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I had posted this on Twitter, and somebody goes, "Do you know what that's saying?" And somebody else goes, "No idea. What is it saying?" He's like, "I think it's saying I'm a Yoshinobu Yamamoto impersonator impersonating Yoshinobu Yamamoto." So I was like, "All right, if those are the words, that's awesome."
It's like another I'm blue Eiffel 65 situation. You don't know what he says, but you know that you like it.
That game was funny to me. Going back to the game, it was funny because Rckies gave the Dodgers was it 5 innings, I think, and kept them in the game, only for the bullpen to just completely disintegrate, and the rest is history. Then we even had a Miguel Rojas appearance and trying to impersonate Kershaw. He did Rckies, he did Yoshinobu Yamamoto, And I saw somebody online saying how that was disrespectful to the game, and I go, it's 16-0. Like, should they really be that wound up about a game that didn't matter?
Can
If
I
the Cubs felt bad about it, they wouldn't have swung. They would have just been like, all right, they didn't care. They kept swinging, stat padding. So who cares? It's 1 out of 162.
can I be a angry old man yelling at the
Can
clouds
you
really
be the
quick?
boomer? You can go ahead and be the boomer.
Okay, I'm gonna be the boomer. I thought I get it. It's you're not gonna waste pitchers, and I get them pitching, but at some point, this is just embarrassing. Like, I don't know. There's got to be some sort of mercy rule in effect that where they could just maybe put their hands in and be like, "All right, we're done playing this game, right? Break." Like, because that I'm sorry, that was a little bit much for me. Like, this is also a Major League Baseball game, and we're just like we're just in the backyard, and that like not even just
I
in the
mean,
backyard. It's like I don't know. That was a
it was
little
like
much.
I think it was like 11-0 at the time, so it wasn't even close. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it. I didn't. I wasn't gonna sit through that. So I was like, all right, well, we'll watch tomorrow. This game's already done, and I didn't really care when I saw the highlights or whatever it was. I'm like, who cares? There was like nobody left there. It was already the game was over. Who cares? But yeah. Anyways, they ended up sweeping Colorado, despite some bad pitching in that last game, and they had a 4-2 week, which isn't too bad. I said they'd be 5-1, but I was off by 1, so that was their week. We'll get into who I thought was the best out of that week and who was the worst a little later on.
Okay, I'm not gonna harp too hard on this. I promise. But you don't think it would like at some point? Don't you think that there should just be like a mercy rule or something that we don't have to watch that?
But I feel like I don't know. It depends who's in the stands, how many people are left. Like if you're there to watch the whole game, I don't know. I don't. Does it matter that much?
No,
Would you rather
it
see
doesn't matter
another?
that much.
Would you rather see another low level pitcher give up those home runs and then it's justified? Like I don't know.
I don't know. I just
I mean,
feel like this
they were
is
batting
Major League
practice.
Baseball.
They were
Like,
batting practice after the 5th inning anyway. So who cares? It wasn't a
yeah,
good game after that 5th inning, anyways.
I don't know. Maybe like if you lose more than 10 runs, that you get an extra loss. Like you win the next game too. I don't know. Like I don't know
I
what the
feel like
answer is.
I feel like there's other stuff that they need to put their resources on instead of a blowout game and how to like make it more interesting or
No, the Dodgers are ruining this league, and I want to
they're
punish
ruining
them
the
for
sport.
every little thing that I can.
By the way, I think it's funny that because they're kind of in the middle of it, they're in second place right now, but they haven't been playing the best baseball. Nobody's saying that they're ruining the sport lately. And the only thing they have to complain about is how many times MLB posts them, or whether it's all caps, whether another player didn't get enough attention. Like, it's funny. It's just the discourse always moves to the next thing.
Yeah,
We'll see what it is next time.
if the Dodgers were running away with first place, I think that would be a lot different conversation than it is right now. They're also, which is kind of funny, I think Arizona's in the conversation, but it seems like a lot of this conversation is just Padres, Dodgers, Giants. And if you were to be like, hey, is a 600 winning percentage good with you? You take that all day. So in they would literally be in first place in every other division. Every other division, they'd be tied for first place.
It's just the fact that the Padres are a sexier headline because they hadn't lost at home. They just lost their first game at home versus the Cubs, I think, one of those. And the reality is, it's what is there like a game and a half? Everybody's so close, like slow and steady for the Diamondbacks. They keep winning, but nobody talks about them. But I think they're still going to be the most competition for the Dodgers when it comes at the end of the day. I think the Padres are up to a really hot start, but it'll level out.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think they have no depth. and they're. I obviously think that the Giants are going to come back to earth. I don't think the Giants are going to win 100 games, and that's the pace they're on right now. It's just not going to happen. I would love it if they won like 90. That'd be dope. But I don't
And
know.
by contrast, you had MLB Network and the people saying like, "Are the Dodgers were we too early to say they were going to win the division?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it was still 102 wins pace. Like even if they were shitty, like it's still 102. Like let's relax.
Yeah, I still think it's the Dodgers division. I don't see it changing anytime soon. But
So Miguel Rojas come close to getting two-way status a la Shohei.
I
If
hope so,
Rojas
'cause
comes
that
close to
means
getting two-way status, I, I don't know what to say, man. Get Kim up here, and he can take over Rojas' spot. I don't know. No,
that would be great because that means the Dodgers would be getting their ass kicked a lot if
exactly.
Rojas
I don't want to
pitches
see
the way he
Rojas
did.
pitch another game this season.
So, to answer your previous question, which I'm pretty sure you asked, so I'm going to answer it. The first of these juggernauts playing each other would be the Giants and Padres play each other starting Wednesday, April 30th in San Diego, which
San
the
Diego.
the Giants are actually really good on the road, and I know the Padres can't lose at home. I think it's going to happen at least April 30th a couple times. So, speaking of that, I think it's this week in Giants. They won the series in New York, and then they split the series in Philadelphia. The big story, obviously, in New York is Jung-Hoo Lee went absolutely insane. 3 home runs, single-handedly won one of those games. And the
It's
starting
the
pitching is just
it,
trash right now, except for Logan Webb. But it's also showing a lot of grit. So it's always just blow up innings with these guys, which is really weird. Justin Verlander, Jordan Hicks today, Landon Root, they're giving up runs in the first or second inning, and then they'll still get 6 or 7 innings and giving no more runs up the rest of the time. So today it was Jordan Hicks. So if you're hating on Jordan Hicks, wanting him in the bullpen, him stretching, giving up 5 runs in the first inning, which honestly shouldn't have even happened. Mato should have caught a ball. A lot of those hits were ground balls that found holes. So I don't want to hear anything about how Jordan Hicks needs to go to the bullpen because he saved the bullpen by
what do you
by
mean they
going
found
7
holes? They were just hits. That's all it was. They were hits.
What I'm saying is the same thing you would
What you're
say
saying? Trying to
if the
mask
guy
this-
if the guy
mask
if the
the
guy
fact.
is hitting the crap out of the ball, but it's right at somebody, it's like, he did all he could. You can't really get mad at the player. It's like, hey, that's just the way the chips roll.
No, I can't get mad. I.e., Bobby Miller. I could definitely get mad if he's getting hammered everywhere.
No, not hammered, but if it's just ground balls that found just a hole, you can't get mad at the pitcher. It's like he did his job. It just baseball is baseball. It just kind of fell the other way. So
No, man, you could say he sucked, and that's all there is to it.
he did not suck. So
5 runs.
Yes, but you know what? It would have been 4 runs if Matos would have caught the ball that literally hit inside of his glove. So there's that.
How long did he go after that? Did he still give you some innings?
7 innings. So which is
That's
crazy because he pitched like 35 pitches first inning, and it looked like he was maybe not going to get through the first. They ended up giving 7 innings, didn't give up any more runs. So Giants started to come back, wasn't able to finish. We're gonna get a little bit into who was a big igniter of the offense in Philadelphia, someone I've been hammering on. But one thing to say, I mean, everyone talks about Shohei Ohtani, everyone's talking about Aaron Judge, everyone's talking about Pete Alonso. Why don't we ever talk about the major league leader in RBIs? Everyone guessed it, Wilmer Flores. How come my guy doesn't get any love?
So I'm so glad that you guys decided to crank open the cheating lab again. I guess you guys took a couple of years off.
If
But in no
excited, this guy's
world,
excited.
In no freaking world should 60-year-old Wilmer Flores have a resurgence and all of a sudden be leading the league in RBIs and having
And
pop
ribbies.
again. Like, what's going on? Can you guys make it more obvious?
I would need the cheating lab to do a little bit more work on the starting pitching. Is what I need.
That's not what. Yeah, you guys already have someone good pitching. It's gonna balance out. I'm saying the hitting. What, Wilmer Flores? What is going on?
Well, Wilmer Flores is a guy. He hits. He's just terrible at defense, and he's not. He's injury prone. I mean, he's not. You know, I mean, 2 years ago they were talking about, oh, there's only two guys who have these numbers the last half of the season. It was Shohei Ohtani and Wilmer Flores. He just had a really injury-ridden season last year. Put some more respect on Wilmer Flores' name.
By the way, we should tease that Wilmer Flores shirt we were cooking up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to try to release some sort of merch store for the pod. But we'll talk about that. We'll get that to you. We're gonna let you know so that you could just buy shirts all the time.
By the way, I hate to admit that I
am right.
Jung-Hoo Lee is a really good player, and I think he's an exciting player.
Wait, what'd you say? Who?
No, you heard it. I'm not going to repeat myself. That song?
Jung-Hoo. Come on. Jung-Hoo. Do I know what he's saying? I don't know what he's saying.
And now the fact that seeing the Dodgers and their situation in center field, it does not make me happy that you guys are thriving with Lee.
Well,
but
that is
Yankees,
one thing that we kind of glossed over because I feel like no one was. I don't want to be those guys that are like, we said it, but I feel like the only ones who address that the Dodgers have such a shitty defense, this offseason. So I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy right now. But I
feel like they've been banking on their pitching, their elite pitching, just kind of helping them out more. Right,
just missing bats.
Kind of missing bats and not getting hammered all over the field, kind of thing. But you're missing Snell, and Glasnow hasn't been Glasnow. Just the first start, he's kind of been struggling a little bit. But yeah, man, the defense has been bad. Has been really bad. You start with Pages, who is not a center fielder, and I think that's the first mistake. He's not a center fielder, so stop forcing him in center field. But it's hard because you got Conforto. So you kind of made your bed when you signed Conforto. And Conforto, if he's not hitting, I don't know what he's doing in the field. He's missed a couple. Just last night, he missed a fly ball that he took a horrible route. Even if it was a couple steps, he missed it. I've seen Teo do the same thing. He did it in Rckies start. He missed a fly ball he should have caught. And then the most egregious one was Conforto. It was a fly ball. It didn't even reach the warning track. He's tracking it, and he stops. I don't know why. He lets it bounce, and it goes for a ground rule double. It was just one of the weirdest fly ball catching attempts. So, yeah, the outfield defense is not good.
You got two good defenders on the team. One of them can play anywhere, which is Tommy Edman, and the other one is a good outfielder that you got playing shortstop.
He is playing elite shortstop. So you need to watch your mouth there. He has one error, and you can go look up the stats.
I'm going to.
Great.
I'm going to look up some Baseball Savant stats.
So he's been playing better defense than Willie Adonis. So you cannot get too mad.
The early defensive metrics have not been favorable to to Willie Adames, but the eye test does look good. So yeah, it seemed like he is actually doing a pretty great job at shortstop. Outs above average. He's got 3, it says. So
if they're not talking to him on a weekly basis, it's because he's doing a good job. You know what I mean? They haven't even need to bring him up for any reason. So he's been doing a good job over there.
I guess
without Freddie.
Like Cheesecake was saying, you can bring up Kim, and that would be another good outfielder. I mean, a good infielder, good defender. And then you could put Mookie in. Well, I guess if Mookie's doing this good on shortstop, I will shut my mouth All right,
Yeah, I
and
don't think Kim is is as good defensively at short. I think he's a better second baseman.
but yeah, I mean but that's what I'm saying. Like second base right now is Tommy Edman is playing second base.
For the most part, yeah, he's mainly the starter. I think the
Yeah,
problem is that if you
you
move
get,
him to center,
yeah,
first you lose Pages' bat, which is starting to wake up. All right, so that's you can live with the defense a little bit if it's starting to wake up. But then who do you play at second? Because Miguel Rojas is not a starter. Kike does better off the bench as well. So you
right.
have to bring up a Kim, I think, to take over at second.
Gosh, travesty,
Yeah. So
travesty. One thing I did, what's I'm call? I wanted to bring up. Thank you, Cheesecake again. I am staying with my current prediction, but I'm gonna go higher end because I think I was like, hey, they're gonna be in like the 86, 87 range where it's like their ceiling is like 90 wins and their low is like 75 wins. I think the way they're playing right now and the way they're playing on the road, um, I think I'm gonna go closer to like the 88, 90 wins range. I'm buying into this hot start because I feel like it's at least partly sustainable. The only thing that scares me, and one big problem that we haven't really gotten into, which we're going to get a lot of soon, is they've played only 2 night games at Oracle, and they've scored a total of 0 runs in both games. So
you
they
absolutely love to see it.
like they are scoring a lot of runs on the road, and usually you're like, hey, if they're winning on the road, that means at home they're going to be better at home. Giants aren't necessarily always like that. A lot of times they score a lot of runs on the road because it's hard to score runs at Oracle. So I'm a little worried to see the offense come back to earth once they start playing more night games at home. And they get out of these fan boxes of in New York and Philly and in Cincinnati.
And
Um,
I think because at least 4 of the 5 teams are really good. Once they start playing each other and beating each other up, it's going to probably even out even more. So
yeah.
you have to wait till they start getting, division games.
Yeah, and that's going to be kind of must-see TV. If they never score a home run at night all year, I'll do a podcast topless, and we'll live stream it
So
on OnlyFans too. And then we
wait, so
would just
you're
get so
trying
many
to
followers.
give people nightmares or something? What's they
Listen,
lose?
people pay for nipple, dude. Like it doesn't matter which nipple it comes from. I
It
don't think you understand.
absolutely does.
Plus size models is a thing. I make it. Yeah, I can make it work. Someone's going to be interested. All right.
So
There's
if they
people
never
online
score,
that
you're gonna give nightmares to the fans of the show. Okay, cool.
yeah, but we might get a whole new thing of, just because of, the nipple. You got to trust me. Sex sales, man. All right. You got to be dedicated.
I'll trust you.
All right. Trust me. I will take you there. But if they do score, if this offense does come back up, Cheesecake's going to have to come and do a podcast shirtless. So maybe, or, yeah, just shirtless. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to make something with cheesecake, but I couldn't think of anything at the moment. So, moving on.
I will be calling sick in that day for the podcast. If
You
you're
can't.
if anybody's coming in topless.
No. Well, I'll force you. We'll figure it out. All right, Dave. I mean, I think it might be that time. But before we get into that time, if you guys, everyone in here, we appreciate you hanging out. So make sure to hit that like really quick while you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, just go ahead and do it because it helps us grow and make us really happy. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're at 960 on YouTube. So help us get it up. We're gonna do a giveaway. Probably we'll make some shirts then maybe and do a giveaway. Obviously, if
help
you
us get it up.
Hey,
if you guys heard it, help us get it up.
Help us get it up and we'll send you a t-shirt. And it'd be great. So we would appreciate it if you do that. Dave, I think it's that time.
Let's do it.
It's that time again. It's the start of the done of the week. It's the start of the done of the week.
Oh, and it feels so good.
Let's start with
Dave,
a positive.
Yeah, you go first.
Let's start with a little bit of positive. And before you put the picture up or whatever, every team, needs that guy, right? In the rotation that you can count on. That at least for that day, you feel like you have a very, very strong chance of winning, right? Regardless of how your starting staff is, sometimes even good players are struggling, whatever it is. But you need that guy that no matter what's going on, he can weather the sea. He could be a stopper or he can keep the streak going. And for the Dodgers this year, it's been one guy. And he's been one of the smaller guys on the team. Uh, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Who?
1, 2, 3! 山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ 1, 2, 3! 山本由伸のモノマネしてるもしのぶ
Sorry, I
All
forgot
right.
it was on a loop. That was my fault, but it's okay because he's right
So
there.
my start of the week is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So in last game, he won 6 innings, 2 hits, only 1 walk. His ERA is at 1.23, and he's given us a solid start every time out there. And I think after last year, where everybody around the league they doubted him, and why would you give him so much money? He's never pitched here, and
Trash.
blah 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 blah.
Terrible.
Postseason time came around, and he just showed what he could be. And so far this year, he continues to. So, I did say he was my pick to NL Cy Young of the Year. So we'll see. It's trending in the right direction. But he's pitched magnificently. I think he's definitely the ace of the squad right now. Yeah, he pitches tomorrow, so we get to see him versus DeGrom. So that's going to be a very juicy matchup there, pitching wise at least. Hopefully there isn't a lot of hitting on the other side, but yeah, man, he's been amazing. So stud of the week, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
One question: do you know how good Jacob deGrom has been all year?
I don't. I haven't looked at the numbers.
Okay,
Been,
I will definitely check. I am very interested in that. I don't know. I just.
I thought you were going to hit me with like he's been amazing kind of thing.
I hope he is if he's playing the Dodgers, and then I just hope he misses out on pitching against the Giants because, he is not.
No, his Red Sox start. He only went 5 innings, but he didn't give up a run. He only gave up 2 hits. Rays, he gave up 4 runs on 8 hits, and the last start he only went 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. So that bodes well for the Dodgers if they can get to him.
3 starts, 4.3 ERA, and 14.2 innings pitched, 4 2/3 innings pitched. So I can't say that's good, but Jacob deGrom is Jacob deGrom. So hopefully,
he's Jacob deGrom. So you could just, you never know.
You never know.
That is a really good matchup tomorrow. I think it's on Apple. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it. I mean, I said it before.
You just got to pay $7.99 to watch the game.
Listen, if they made me pay a little bit more to have the Dodgers on Apple all year, I'd do it. Those cameras are amazing.
Okay.
Like when you watch a game from Apple and then you go back to Spectrum or whatever it is, the difference is like, is my TV not HD? Is it not 4K? What's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think it's time to bring it, play that funky music, white boy, because the Giants stud is someone that I've been talking. I don't want to say talking shit because I've been big on this guy, but it is probably what I was trying to make Rookie of the Year last year, but didn't really happen. It's Tyler Fitzgerald. Congratulations. Yeah, there's no song for Tyler Fitzgerald. So
he's not that cool.
Maybe I should just make one and then he will be that cool. Or I could just play that funky music, white boy, and then it would be just for like half the team anytime that there's studs. But I mean this guy was hitting, I want to say hitting in the 100s last time we were doing this pod, and he's all the way up to 314 for the year, because this last week he's hitting 474 with a 1.3 OPS. He's cut his strikeouts down a lot, and that's not even including the couple hits he got today. So yeah, I think he's on fire at the moment. I don't think he's this guy. I don't think he's a 300 hitter. But if you got a guy who's playing solid defense at second, can hit you close to 20 bombs and hit you close to like 270, 280, man, that's an extremely valuable piece to have over at second base. He has definitely cleaned up his defensive woes that he's been having. He's made some pretty good plays. Really good to have that guy on the base pass. So I think he's a potential star. You know what I mean? Not superstar, but a potential star. Potential top 10 second baseman in all of baseball. So Tyler Fitzgerald, come on down.
All right. Cool. I guess now we have to get into the sad part of the show. We don't want to say it, but we have to say it.
Okay.
The duds of the week, right? And for the Dodgers, I would almost give it collectively to the three guys, but I can't because it's just of the week. So
okay.
I am going to give it to somebody that I'm a fan of. I'm rooting for him, and I'd hope that he would do better. And I'm still hoping that maybe he fixes some things and he comes back at some point, but I don't know anymore. My dud of the week is Bobby Miller.
Oh, your man crush Monday.
And it pains me to say it. And I couldn't say it. You know what? It was like I couldn't even say anything online either. Everybody was bashing him and everything. And I there was nothing to say. There was nothing to defend him with. Like there was no argument to be like, but I mean, I guess if there was a silver lining is he had 7 strikeouts. He was doing something right. I know it's the Rockies, but at the same time, if you struggle against the Rockies, then there's something that needs to be
fixed. If you struggle against the Rockies at home, yeah, that would.
They're exact. And so, like, what he gives up a first run in the first inning, and the Dodgers are like, "No worries, we got your back. Let's give you 7 runs." And you're like 7-1. You got to hold on to that lead. You got to find a way to go deep in that game. Like, there's no reason to be walking guys and giving them rallies and whatever it is. So, 3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk. ERA at 18. I mean, it's just 1 start, but I don't know. They already optioned him. And, even besides Bobby, they had Landon Knack come up. They've had Robleski come up. And they've given up 16 runs. Oh, no, 21 runs in 16 innings combined. So that depth, at least for now, it doesn't look good. If those are the options, it doesn't look too good. I do believe out of the 3, Landon Knack still is the best option going forward if they need spot starts because he's done it before. And I think he's one of those guys that can give you at least 5 innings and 2 to 3 runs, right? Like he'll keep you in the game.
Right.
The other 2, if they're at their best, they look really, really nasty. But most times than not, they have not had it. And so that you've seen Robleski, yeah, and Miller just give up bombs. Wayne Gretzky just give up bomb after bomb. Like, people are just teeing up because nothing but the fastball works. And every major league hitter can zone in on a fastball if you throw it enough times. So I'm rooting for him, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll see him up again.
Wow.
Even Dave Roberts comments that, he's usually very even keel and doesn't really, show you his hand. He's always defend his players. He said, with a 7-run lead, you got to go deep. You just got to learn to navigate innings better. And, it just went really bad in that 1 inning, kind of like you said with Hicks, that everything exploded. The difference being Hicks gave you 7 innings. Yeah. Miller just went 3. So it does pain me because I really want to see this guy succeed. But it's really rough right now. And I don't know if or when we'll see him get another shot.
Yeah. I mean, this is also, it's kind of crazy. I know we always talk about, and people always talk about farm system ratings and all this kind of stuff. But like, I saw that thing about the Dodgers and they didn't trade away any of their guys at the best farm system in baseball, headlined by Bobby Miller. Oh my gosh, what's Cartaya? And then what was the guy you guys shipped off?
So I think at one time it was Miller, Cartaya, Bush, Vargas, right? Those 4 guys.
I want to say Miguel Rojas, but it's Miguel Vargas. Yeah.
Diego Cartaya has not done any, like he was DFA'd, I think, right? I don't know where he's playing right now, but he was betting like $1 something in the minors.
Bush
Bobby
Miller.
Bush has become a decent player, but he's
Bush
only
has been good.
But he's a first baseman. I mean, he came up as a second baseman, and now he can't even play second. So he's a first baseman, so there wasn't really a spot for him. Miller he had one good season. I think it was 2023. And since then, everything's been pretty rocky for him. And Vargas, I haven't seen his numbers. I think, he's playing with the White Sox, so I don't know how much we can really get from that. You're always, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you're playing
stuck.
You're always kind of sad to go into work when you're playing for the White Sox. So,
right.
But I've seen him have some highlights. I've seen him hit a couple home runs here and there, but yeah, not the players that were supposed to be is the main thing though. Like four of them should have been.
He is currently batting 149 with a 449 OPS. And it looks like he's playing pretty much every day.
So not great. None of those, besides Bush, none of those guys really have panned out yet.
So,
or
I
shouldn't say yet.
Sometimes, but, yeah. I mean, I guess, I know you always want the talented players, but like, sometimes a lot of these guys just don't pan out. So it's okay to trade some dudes.
Well, I mean, it's, every prospect is a suspect until proven otherwise. But at the same time, then you have, the guys in San Diego, because I saw people talking about it too. James Wood is a stud, man.
Yeah.
James Woods, Abrams, Gore they've been okay. They've been solid. So you always run that risk too, that if you give up those guys and they just, especially for rentals, sometimes it doesn't work out. But I can't defend that either. I can't defend the four guys that we named that they just haven't panned out.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can get sad about a Giant right now.
Before you say his name, I really thought you were going to go with Grandpa. I really did.
You know what? If you're watching the games, right? You look at the numbers, bad, right? It's always just happening in one inning, and it just feels like he's like right there, and he's about to turn the corner. So I want to give him a little more time to just let him do his thing. Just the same way I was that way about this guy before Tyler Fitzgerald caught fire. And I'm hoping I could do the reverse, juju on this. And I'm going to go Lamont Wade Jr. is my dud of the week. Started off slow and then got even worse. He's hitting 91.091 is his batting average right now. He is starting to walk a lot, which is his MO. But the big problem is when you walk a lot and you don't have a high batting average, when you do hit, you're supposed to hit for some slugging, and his slugging percentage is for the week 1.82. So not slugging either. So, it seems like he's hitting the ball pretty hard. He's making a lot of loud contact, which makes you hopeful that he's going to turn the corner, which is why I really wanted to give him the dud of the week this week, because I just need him to turn it around. I do think that if the Giants are going to make the playoffs, they do need to trade for either an ace-type pitcher or a first baseman to solidify the offense. Maybe Encarnacion, when he comes back from the IL, maybe he's just that guy at first base. So you really just need a co-ace with Webb, because Verlander's not cutting it at this moment. Ray is just walking everybody. He usually gets around it. I mean, his numbers are pretty decent on the year. So a bad start here or there is not a big deal. But if you want to do a deep postseason run, I think you need a co-ace. And if you're not going to give Hayden Birdsong the opportunity to try to do that, I think you need to trade for one, which will be another conversation for another day. But Wade, I need you to step it up, my man. I love Lamont Wade Jr., and I just want him to be the guy. Late night Lamont. If he was just this much slower on the bat with that against Scherzer, we'd be talking about a championship in 2021. But let's not go there.
Yeah, we won't touch it. It's fine.
We won't touch
everybody
it.
Knows what happened. It's okay.
Everyone knows.
I do remember that. My heart sank, but it was foul. So I was able to breathe again.
Talking about heart sinking,
very clearly.
I think we need to talk about one of our next favorite segments that is new. and that is Blake Triton watch. And to everyone who doesn't know, we're going to check in on Blake Triton every week, and we're going to see if it's good or bad. And
because
that's it.
we here at the Bench is Clear podcast are fans of the Patriot of all patriots of America, which is Blake Triton.
Blake Triton. What did he do this week? Yeah, not a good week.
Run though.
Huh?
I think he only gave up like one run.
I'm looking at Baseball Reference, and it says that his ERA was 0.45 this last 7 days. So,
well,
that's pretty bad that's bad in my book.
Last
7 days, 0.43 or 0.45.
So last 7 days, yeah, three innings,
and that's what we do the week, the last 7 days.
And that's yeah, I agree.
And that that I think is very
sad version.
That's sad.
I almost shed a tear hearing that music for him.
What do you?
I need to step it up, Blake, so we can change it next week. All right, Blake.
Yeah, I'm not going to play the happy Blake until Blake does things to make you happy.
Yeah. No, I completely am on board with it.
Okay,
I need Blake to be Blake.
One thing that I got to ask you, especially because it was Jackie Robinson Day, 2 days ago. What's today? The 17th. Yes, 2 days ago. There's a curse going around the interweb that I've been seeing all over Twitter because the Dodgers visited the White House and they took away, like, was it something about Jackie Robinson from somewhere? Jeff Possum had an article on it.
It was on the website that I think they were trying to take away the story or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah,
So they're saying that the Dodgers are cursed now. Do you believe in the curse? And if so, how do you break the curse? Dave, spokesman.
I don't know. I mean, what is the curse? The curse that they went to the White House?
Yeah, so they went to the White House when they allegedly wanted to take something away from, I don't know, Jackie Robinson away from something.
I've seen the discourse. I've seen the discourse online, and I've stayed completely away from it. And
okay. So you don't believe it.
Well, I don't think anybody believes it because they're all still going to the games. I mean,
but the curse that now that has happened, they went, I think, 2-6 right after that happened. I mean, yeah, they just swept the Rockies, so maybe that's what the doctor ordered. Maybe the curse is broken. I guess time will tell when they start playing the Rangers. If they start losing, that would be.
I mean, I don't think they played their best baseball whatsoever. When they came back from the trip, even before the trip, but still, I don't buy it in that a curse. We'll just call it a World Series hangover instead of that. You know,
okay.
I'm not gonna say that it was a curse to go. Yeah, I don't buy that.
Well, I'm buying all in because I really want to believe.
But even if it is true, we'll do a sana colita de rana. We'll do one of those things, and we'll get rid of it. We'll
throw
what do
some
you call
holy
it, a queen
water
or whatever it
stadium.
is? Yeah, the sage and everything.
Sage, Palo Santo.
Yeah, while they're gone, we'll drive down to Dodger Stadium, and I'm sure they'll let us in because obviously they know they listen to the podcast. And we'll go around with the sage, and we'll do all that. It'll be fine.
You can do that, and I'm gonna shit in Kershaw's shoe. So,
in OKC, you're gonna go all the way to Oklahoma City to do it.
I'll go wherever I have to go.
That is dedication. All right.
Don't ask me no questions. I'm sure he has shoes somewhere there at Dodger Stadium. Yes. All right. Well, looking forward to next week.
What do you got?
The Giants are going to the Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles of Anaheim, Anaheim of Los Angeles.
Another team that's come down to earth, right?
I don't think they come down to earth.
They're 9-9.
9-9. You are correct. So yes, they have come down to earth. So hopefully that continues. They are still technically on the road, still on this 17 days without a day off, which we're right in the middle of it. I think the worst is over. I mean, Yankees in New York, Phillies in Philadelphia for a 4-game series, coming out 4-3. I think you can't ask for much more than that. So they're doing 3 in Anaheim, and then they're gonna do 4 in San Francisco against the Brewers. So I mean, man,
I feel like
I
you
hate
gotta.
to.
I feel like you gotta fatten up during the first half of the stretch because
Ooh,
in
I
the
love getting
back
fat.
end, because of the
I love
back
getting
end
fat.
of it, you get the Rangers and then you get the Padres. So
Yeah, but I mean the first part, I think even if you look at the Padres at home and Texas at Giant Stadium, so technically I said that wrong. Sorry. So Texas at home and then Padres on the road, it's just for 2 games. I I would am way more scared of playing in New York and at Philly. I mean, Philly is a notorious good home team. So, I think the worst is over. I think this is definitely, now that we're in the belly of the beast, still in the 17, what we're 7 games in. So this next 7 games, I don't know, dude. I think they can beef it up a little bit. I think that, I mean, yes, I'll be happy with the 4-3 again, because technically you're still going over 500. You're trying to get to that 18 over 500, then just try to stay 500 the rest of the year. Um, you know, man, but a 5-2 would be a lot better. So, yeah, I think that it would be great if they went 5-2, but I will accept 4-3. I don't think you can go under 500, especially if you're split the series at home against the Brewers, and you got to win that series in Anaheim, where they've historically struggled. So, yeah, I'm gonna hope for 5-2. That's where I'm gonna put my neck on the line. 5-2, Giants, book it.
well, by the time we do our next podcast, the Dodgers will only have played 5 games because they've had a day off today. They're gonna get another day off on Monday, and then they'll have another
Okay.
day off on Thursday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we got
Rob
the
Manfred's
Rangers and the Cubs. You got 17 days straight, and we got 3 days off. It'll even out.
Yeah,
I'm sure
in
we'll
like
have,
5 days. This is
at least
ass.
you have it early. You get those games early, not late in the schedule. But yeah, we got the Rangers, and there's gonna be a lot of good pitching matchups that are good. You get DeGrom, Yoshinobu. You've got Evaldi versus Rckies, and then Glasnow versus Mally, and I'm sure we're gonna see Imanaga versus the Cubs. So
Right.
it would not surprise me if they went 2-3, but I think they should go at, I don't know. I'm going to say 4-1. I'm going to say they win the Texas series and take the 2 games in Chicago.
Oh,
Probably won't happen, but I'm hoping that they start to click, and because the Cubs at home are a tough team. So we'll see.
yeah. I just want to know what the scheduler was thinking, that the Dodgers have to play the Cubs just back to back to back to back. Like, they're playing them, first of all, 3 times, which is weird. Which I get it. It's the Japanese series. You're gonna have to still do finish up those other 2 games. Makes sense. But you're literally gonna be done with the Cubs before April ends. Like, that
we've already played them 3 different times at this point after that series.
This is the opening month. I mean,
yeah,
this is wild. Erroneous on all accounts.
Yeah. But then again, they did play early. I mean, I know why they're getting the 3 days off. They did play early, and they did play extra games. So I guess they're evening it out that way. But yeah, it's weird. They've already seen the same team. They're about to see the same team 3 different times. So they'll be done with it, and I'm sure by the time you guys play the Cubs, they'll have cooled off, and but we get them when they're hot. So we'll see.
We play the Cubs starting the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, which is obviously rings so true to our hearts. Yeah. So yeah, not till then. Well, anyway, I think it's about that time. It's been great. We'll be here next week to talk about how the Giants are great and how the Dodgers are mediocre and overrated. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Hey,
Make sure to
calm down, third place. All right, you're already going down the stairs. You're already sliding down, and
you've
you're
been
already
in
talking all
second
this crap.
for 2 days, and it's only because we haven't played enough games. All right, we're about to play the Angels. It's going to be no big deal. We're going to sweep them.
Hey, you could always win more games, sure, but you could always lose more games. So
No, I don't think we can.
you're very capable of doing that.
I don't think so. Normally, thanks for coming in super late. I don't know. Are you worried about Rckie before we bounce?
The only thing that Rckie needs to do is locate. If he can locate his fastball, everything else plays. That splitter becomes deadly. But if he's 1-0, 2-0 all the time, it's just super difficult to get players out when they know what's coming. And only one pitch is working, So it's all about his command. If his command's good, then we'll probably have a good outing. I don't think he'll keep it scoreless. I'm sure he'll still get, give up a couple knocks here and there, but location.
Well, while you're at location, why don't you locate over to the YouTube, subscribe to it, all your podcasting platforms. Make sure to like and get the bells and all that good stuff. Help us grow. Thank you so much for hanging out. And while you're on the line, might as well just go to all your socials and follow us on TikTok, Benches Cleared, Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast, and Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Benches Cleared P. Dave just creates a lot of memes on there. I'm sure you'll like it. You might laugh at one because he's funny every once in a while. But until then,
1 out of 100 works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess if you're Lamont Wade, you'll get 1 out of 100. But we're getting we're getting there. Thank you guys so much for listening. And
thank you,
Dave,
Norm Lee, for tuning in, and everybody else that tuned in. Cheesecake, everybody, whoever was here. Thank you.
and we'll see you guys next week.
I'll be here.
No, you won't.